Yo, what is good, boys? Welcome back to the Creed Talk. Today we're going to be talking about Proverbs 2:19 through 20, and that states, "None that go unto her return again, neither take they hold of the paths of life, that thou mayest walk in the way of good men, and keep the paths of righteousness." When it's talking about her, it's talking about a lustful woman, right? This is in the context of an evil, wicked, lustful person, right? In this example, a woman. Right, that is the downfall of many men, is their lust. And it's saying that people that give into these lustful women, men that give into these lustful women and their desires, it is very, very hard to be able to come back from that and live a righteous life, right? None that go unto her return again, right? Obviously, yes, we can be saved by God and be saved from this lust. But without God, you're never going to return again. You're never going to be able to return and control yourself ever again, right? And that's the biggest thing I'm about, guys, is being able to control yourself, right? I haven't dated a girl, I can't tell you in how long. It's been since sophomore year of high school. You know, it's just my thought process on relationships that's completely changed. And this is just perfect proof that if you give into these women on here, if you give into these men, right, that are out there for lust, right, they're not there for love, right, they're there for their, that one night stand, right, that temporary relationship through Tinder, that's going to be the downfall of you, right? Once you go to that life, it's very hard without Christ. It's impossible without Christ to go back to normal living. Right, to be able to live out with that, like live without that. Y'all can't tell me a single person that isn't on Tinder that is our age, that isn't on Bumble or whatever it's called, because people are so used to it, so used to just constantly feeding themselves desires, constantly giving in, and that's why they're constantly trying to look for that next person, that next relationship. And I'm so blessed that I was so awkward, I guess you would say awkward, and just antisocial as a, early high school, that I never really had any, growing relationships, because I would have easily given into lust, because that's all I cared about, right? And once I found what true love is, which is God and Jesus and Him dying on the cross for us, that's when I began to change my entire perspective, to where now, no woman can control me. No one can control me but God Himself. And as long as I am, waiting until marriage, as long as I am not giving into the lustful desires that I do have, that I do face, that pretty much everyone faces, then I will be good, right? Then I will be a righteous man, as it says. Right, if I give up such a desire, right, such a well-known and probably the best desire, straight up, probably the best desire that one can have is, lust, right? Lust from a woman, lust from a man if you're a woman, right? Either way, if you can master that and get rid of that and sacrifice that out of your life and wait until marriage, till you find someone that is truly God-fearing, that understands that, okay, I'm a follower of Christ, I should probably wait as well, then you're not going to be entrapped. You're not going to be entrapped by these women that are trying to reel you in. They're evil. They're controlled by the devil. And they're living their lives in lustful ways. Who would ever want to have, a relationship with someone like that? No one. Right? So that's just something I've learned over time. I don't want anything to deal with. I don't want anything to do with that stuff. I've never wanted anything to do with that stuff. That's why I don't go to parties, because most of those people at parties, bro, they're looking for a hookup, and that's the way it is nowadays. And it's sad, but for the majority of the time, when you go to party, it's people trying to hook up, to get high, to smoke, all that stuff. So just stay away from these things, guys. And I promise you, if you're able to control your lust, you can literally do anything, Lord willing. So appreciate y'all, boys. Holy, I'm sweating, bro. Look at that. All for y'all boys. But yeah, just hit a crazy workout, pool day. But other than that, I will see y'all boys tomorrow. If you want to join the Discord, that'll be left down in the description. But yeah, hopefully y'all have a blessed day. I will see y'all boys tomorrow. Peace out.